Hi, welcome to Sips and Tips Advice. I'm Karin.
And I'm Rona.
All right, and you're back for another episode of
Relationship Thursdays.
All right, so today we are going to be talking about...
We're going to talk about expectations. Expectations in friendships, relationships, and all of the above.
Yeah, anything else that happens to come up in between.
Yes.
So I guess the thing, when we have expectations, it can be anything from love to what we expect our partners to do, what we expect our parents to be and do, what we expect our children to be, or how to behave, or how what we expect from other people that we think we know, but yet no one really knows anybody.
No.
I mean, let's just be real. We don't.
We don't.
Because it's the situation that really shows a man's... I read this quote. It's a situation that shows a man's true character. It's not what a person says they're going to do. It's what they do in the midst of crisis or whatever kind of situation it is that really shows a person what they're made of. And it's up to us to pay attention. I think it's easy for us to want to expect things from people and say, hey, you know, we're in a relationship. You're supposed to be doing this. I'm sorry. When did we discuss that? Where was that written? And I think the more you start and I think it's more so our view of how we want to be treated. So it's not more so what you expect from your partner, but it's what you would do. So then you have to keep in mind that's what you would do. That doesn't mean that's what that other person would do. It's the same thing as being parents. It's what you would do as a parent. Doesn't mean the other person that you're partnered with as a parent is going to do the same thing because that's what you would do. No, that's your expectation upon yourself. Now you're trying to enforce that upon someone else. And that's when that brings about issues. How do you feel about that?
It does bring about issues. I think when you set expectations for another person, you know, first off, it's not fair because you haven't discussed that with them. You haven't sat down and said anything to them. You're expecting something because you gave it in return. And, you know, it's always the saying that if you want someone to treat you the way you are treated, then you have to treat them the way you want to be treated. But
it's giving. You gotta give before you receive. You gotta cast your bread out onto the sea for many more loaves to come back onto you.
Yeah.
So
you know,
that makes sense.
And then it's at the same time, you can't expect that if you treat someone the same way. If you treat someone the way you want to be treated, you really can't expect them to treat you that way. It may not come from them. It may come from someone else.
Very true.
So you can't expect that person that you're going out the way for, whether it be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your significant other. You know, you can't expect for them to do exactly what you've done for them. You can't expect that from them.
Yeah, and don't get mad because they're not doing what you thought they would do because you did X, Y, Z. Then your intentions aren't pure. Your intentions are based solely on the fact that you were expecting something particular to happen, and because it didn't happen, now you mad. Now you upset because your expectations. Yeah, and none of us have that right. Now you're trying to control the situation. Now you're trying to control someone, and none of us are God. None of us can play God. The only person you have control over is yourself, your own character. You don't even have control over what happens to you on a daily basis. The only control you have is self-control over how you choose to either respond or react to the things that occur in your life. That's it.
That's the only thing you have control over. You don't have control over the way someone is going to respond to your actions. You know, you have no control.
You can't force somebody how to. Yeah, you're right.
You can't,
because you're being loving, so they're supposed to love you back.
Or you're expecting for them. You've done this and that for this person. You're expecting for them to worship the ground you walk on. You can't expect that. You know, that goes into the expectations. You can't. You know, I've read that love has no expectations. So if you love truly and purely from your heart, you can't expect anything as far as, you know, that back in return from whoever it is that you are. You could, you know, you can't expect it, but it's given because whatever you give out is given back to you. But it may not come from that person that you're wanting it to come from.
Now, I think having expectations, there is a catch-22 to this because, you know, like we wouldn't want you to say, hey, it's okay for me to be in a relationship where this person is beating on me but I love them and I shouldn't expect anything from them because love doesn't expect. Yeah, but there's also a thing called wisdom.
But it's also
we have to apply wisdom,
loving yourself too. So if you love yourself, you're not gonna allow someone else to do that to you. Once it happens, you're gonna walk away from it. I love myself more than this to expect, to deal with this. I'm not gonna deal with that person doing this to me. Or to
just to understand, yes, but just to understand that you actually deserve more. Yeah. Like not even from that other person, but you deserve to give yourself more. If this person can't do what at least you would do, that's them. But the question is, what do you expect from yourself? What kind of treatment are you giving yourself in return? Yeah, your parents may not be able to love you the way you needed to be loved. They may not be able to be there because they weren't present in their own life. Whatever the case is, if you're in a relationship with someone who just can't love you and won't give themselves to you, we have to realize those people they only know what they know. That's fine. It's not making excuses for them. They only know what they know, but you know what you know, which is something doesn't feel right for you. You need more. This is not healthy. This is not enough. So then what do you do for yourself?
What do you do for yourself? You have to learn to love yourself. You have to learn to expect more of yourself and not from others.
Yeah, but the thing is, how do you learn to love yourself? Because some people think that someone, talking down to them, telling them they ain't nothing, you're not going to make it anywhere without me, or I'm your mother, you're supposed to listen to me, you're not listening, I put you here on this earth. No, you didn't. God used your body as a vessel to bring another soul into this world. So, if we want to get technical, because if we had that power, we could blink our eyes and we would be pregnant without anyone help. You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying. But, it stands for us learning what love is, because we have to define love for ourselves, because you could have experienced that type of behavior growing up, seeing your mother not being loved, seeing your mother being beat on, and you think that's what love is. Yeah. So everybody's expectation of what love is different. But if you know something, there's an inkling in there that something just doesn't feel right, I think the big step into loving yourself is you not telling that person no, because it's not about telling that person, oh no, you're not going to do this to me anymore. No, take a silent step to do what you need to do for you. Us learning how to love ourselves, I think it's something that we're forever learning, especially women. I think it's something we're forever learning what that means, especially depending on the relationship it is. Exactly. Whether it's a parent, whether it's your child, or even if it was your firstborn, now it's your thirdborn. You're like, you learn so much from each situation. Well, I will hope that we all do, and take something from it.
When it comes to expectations and dealing with people, everyone is different, first off. Second off, you can't expect anything from these people. What you can expect is for you to get to know them, get to know what they like, what their dislikes are, what makes them tick, what makes them calm, what makes them,
Good point. What makes them tick? Because that you can recognize that. Yeah. You can recognize that.
But it even goes with friendships also. You may do so much for a friend. You may, do X, Y, Z.
And it's never enough.
And it's never enough. But not even that. It's like, you may go out your way for a friend, but you expect for them to do it back to you. You may not get it back from them. You may get it from another friend.
And then there goes that whole loyalty thing.
Yes. They're not loyal to me.
Yeah,
but you can't expect, my thing is, you can't expect anything from someone that isn't capable of giving it to you. You can't expect that.
And you probably knew that somewhere along the lines. People show us who they are.
They do. You have to believe them. But you have to believe them the first time. You can't just sit back, oh, they'll change, or, if I love them harder, they'll change. No.
Or if we get together, they'll change. Or if we get married.
Oh, yeah.
If we get married,
everything's going to change. Everything.
No,
people
marriage are already showing you who they are. And if that person that you see before marriage is not doing it for you,
then you might not want to get married.
Because you're just going to hurt you. You're all going to be disappointing yourself.
Exactly.
And then try to take that out on that person you're with, when really you're not looking at the anger. You're looking at the person as the reason why, versus it's really you. because of your choice that you made.
But you're right, and it's like people when you're looking to get married, they set this expectation for their husband or their wife. Oh, they're the holy grail. They're walking on water. They come to terms that this person is perfect. No one's perfect.
And they've come to rescue me.
Oh yeah,
take me away from my pain that I've been experiencing all my life. They're finally gonna make me whole and complete.
It doesn't work out that way. People will show you who they are. You just have to sit back and listen. Not even that. You have to watch, because people can tell you who they are all day, but it's their actions that's going to outshine everything. So you have to sit back and watch their actions. You can't expect for them to
listen with your eyes.
Way. You just exactly listen with your eyes. Listen with your eyes. I mean, action speaks louder than words. We know all the cliches to this,
but they're true.
They are.
No matter how much you want to call it cliches, it is what it is.
It is.
You can't change the truth. It's like trying to go back in the dictionary and change it because you keep reading the same definition over and over. It is what it is.
Well, I think that's insanity, right?
Yes.
Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results.
Yeah, expecting something different to happen.
And it's not. It's not. Once again, I think insanity and expectations go hand in hand.
You are very correct.
My personal opinion. I just really think they go hand in hand. If you're expecting something from someone,
and then you keep doing it in every relationship,
and you wonder why your relationships fail, because you put them on this pedestal, or you put them to this higher tier because you decided to be with them.
Oh, so maybe this one will be the one. So let me give it my all.
Right.
But everything they're doing is saying, I'm not interested in a relationship with you, especially if they told you they're not interested in a relationship.
And usually guys tell you when you meet them what they're looking for. They're not.
You just have to listen to what they're saying when they're telling you.
But
I don't have a girlfriend.
I don't want one.
Ladies, don't try to change.
Don't think, I'm so special, he's gonna change his mind. Or guys, it goes for guys too. Guys find women, and she's a thought. She's a night crawler, whatever you want to call it. Really, you set these expectations for this woman or this man, and it's like they're not living up to your expectations, but you continue to deal with it. You continue to put yourself through the whole motions and going through everything with them, thinking that they're going to change, and they're not. You have to accept people for who they are. You can't set expectations on people.
And now, that whole accepting people for who they are, that's great and all. But if it does not work for your character, stop trying to fit. Stop trying to be Cinderella stepsisters. Stop trying to stick your foot in her glass shoe.
That's a good one. I like that.
Thank you.
I mean, because at the end of the day, you can't be someone else.
Nope.
You can only be.
You're gonna have bloody feet, chopped toes, acorns, heel coming off.
You know what? If you put your big fat foot in a glass slipper, you're gonna have a foot fungus. How about that? And those are hard to get rid of. So I'm just saying.
Anyway, the whole entire point is stop trying to make things fit and mesh together that don't. Stop forcing it. And the moment I think we stop trying to force things, eventually what is supposed to be will show up. But the thing is, you have to learn how to recognize your behavior. What are you doing in these things? What is your expectations gained for you thus far? At your age, where you at? What is your expectations gained for you? And I'm not saying don't have standards. I'm not saying don't apply wisdom.
That's the thing. Standards and expectations are totally different. Standards and expectations are totally different. Because
standards are what probably you want for yourself, right?
Exactly. Standards is saying this is what I want for myself, and this is what I set the bar for whoever is coming into my life. Those are standards. Expectations is you're expecting for them to walk across the street the way you want them to walk across the street. You're expecting them to pay their bills when they don't pay their bills on time. You're expecting them to do things and they just don't.
You're expecting them to be faithful and be in a relationship with you
when they cheated on the person they was with to be with you.
No. How about this? You're expecting them to be faithful when they cheated on you the whole time before y'all got married.
Right. And that's a lot of that. So, I mean, the expectations,
Stop painting these fake stories to yourself to avoid looking at the truth. It's better. Look at the truth now so you can cut that pain cord now. Because all you're doing is making something that is going to be severe. Well, you're never going to get over it. You'll get over it, but you're making something severe that's gonna cause you a lot more unnecessary pain than you needed to happen. And then what did you learn from that? Hopefully we all learned something from whatever mistakes we go to, because I think that's what our issues are. When those issues pop up, they're trying to teach you something. It's either you learn
or it's
quickly,
going to carry on to the next person. Mm-hmm. But it's going to keep coming up because that's who you are. So no matter what you do, you can't run from yourself.
Mm-hmm. Until you deal with whatever it is that you keep doing and why you keep doing it. That's the real question. Digging down to the root, because it's not the other people. You're the common denominator, the person who's repeating the same thing. If
every single person you're with, it does not work for the same reason. Oh, this person.
It's not them. It's you.
It's not them. It's you. You have to look at yourself. And that's when you need to take a step back and say, okay, the only person you can set expectations is on yourself. So set an expectation for yourself to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do different in this situation. I'm not going to do the same thing I've been doing. I'm going to step out of my
no matter how hard it seems.
Yeah, it seems hard, but it's not. You know what? It only takes 21 days to develop a habit. 21 days to get rid of a habit. Give yourself 21 days.
And if you've been doing it for 21 years or 50 years or whatever, give yourself time. But don't make it excuse. I feel like the thing that gets us into trouble is all the excuses we make for why it's okay for us to do it.
It's not.
Whatever it is we're doing.
It's not. There's no excuse.
And then you're just restarting the wheel all over again, and then you're going through the same thing
over and over and over again. It's like, really, don't set expectations for other people. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be the one.
And then what it is, you're trying to control a situation that can't be controlled.
You can't control people. And you know what? That even goes.
Children.
I was just going to say that it goes for children too. We have parents
as adults. Let me say that.
Well,
because
adult children.
you do have to steer them in the right direction when they're children.
Yeah, but when they become adults, you can't expect certain things from them. Oh, I raised you all your life, so now you're older, you can take care of me. You can't expect that from your children. That's not right. You will want to hope that
when you're at an age where you do need to be taken care of. That's something that children should do. I think that's something, but you have to instill that in your kids.
Yeah,
I don't think you can sit there and be like, "Yo, when you turn 18, you need to get out my house." You go
and then
get a life.
Them to turn around, and when you're 50 or 60, 70, 80, however old it is, expect
40.
for them.
Some people are 40.
Right. You expect for them to take care of you after kicked them out when they were 18.
No.
It's like, really? No, it doesn't work that way. You can't expect that from anyone. The only person
you just taught them that the very person that gave birth to them was ready to get rid of them
at
quickly.
A time.
It doesn't matter how much you struggle. You go figure life out. And then come back and take care of me when it's all done.
When it's all done, when you figure it out, when you come back and take care of me.
Yeah, I don't think
take
that's
care of me for 18 years.
I don't think that's. I don't think that's a pretty picture, and I think we really need to get a grip on that. When we have children, we have them, and they're with us. You know what I mean?
A lot of things.
No matter how difficult it is for us to raise them, or if we have the money or not, it's just.
I think at the end of the day, when it comes to being a parent, I think that. When you set expectations for your children, they may disappoint you. You can't expect for them to turn out the way you want them to expect.
And they still got to figure out life.
But the only thing you can do is hope and pray that, the things that you, pray for them. But you want to, pray, hope,
not to do your will.
But to do things that are right for them. The things that you instill in your child, you will want to hope that they carry that on and that they actually absorb it. Because talking to someone and showing them are totally different. Talking and listening, hearing and listening, they're totally different. You can listen, but are you really hearing it? You can hear, but are you really listening? You just gotta hope and pray that your child comes out the way that is right for them and that they turn out great. That they grow up to be
and their own version of great.
Yeah, not in your version of great.
Yeah, because our version of great could be that they come out driving a Bentley, a Mercedes, and they have this house.
Or they're married to a doctor or a lawyer, or they have this great man that's taking care of them and they don't have to work and they're a housewife.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with wanting your children to be excellent and wanting them to excel, but I think we also need to learn how to listen to them. Mm-hmm. And listen, especially when they're children, because they say the most amazing things, like what it is they want to do for a living. You'd be like, man, you already figured that out? Really? Right. Like some of us still haven't figured that out.
Well, the fact that they even go into that realm to say, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, I don't think we should be dream pushers.
No, you just need to support them. Don't set an expectation that, you can't set expectations for people. I mean, that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah. It's like you're trying to figure out their life for them. They've got to do, especially your partners. Because you might see their potential. Oh my gosh, you could do this, this, and this with this idea you want to do. And that's great. That's what you see. But they have to be able to see it for themselves. Otherwise, they're going to hold resentment against you for you keep trying to push them. And they don't even have the drive and the passion for it. They're going to hate you for having the passion for it. So don't put yourself...
But then not only that, they're going to feel like you're trying to control them.
Of course.
Now you're trying to control me.
Yeah, and it's not that you're even trying to control them, but that's pretty much what it is. Give people the space. Let them figure it out.
And let them figure it out. Yeah. And, the only person you need to set expectations for is yourself. Set expectation for yourself.
How about this? X everyone out except for you.
Right. Just put yourself up there. I'm going to set this expectation this high for myself, and this is what I'm going to do.
And you're not going to go run telling everybody.
You don't.
Nobody really give a poop. Not even the people you're in a relationship with. They don't
really care.
You teach people how to do things by setting an example, by walking the path. That's it.
Set the example, and they will follow. The people who are meant to follow, they will follow.
Amen. The people who are meant to.
You can't expect for the people that you want to follow, but the people that are meant to follow, they will follow. The people who are meant to come, they will show up. The people who are meant to watch, you're watching us now.
Hey, that was a good one. That's very true.
You only have government over yourself. You can't govern anyone else.
Yeah.
That's just really what it boils down to. Not your mom, not your dad, not your sister, not your brother, not your child, not your lover, not your friends. You cannot govern you can't govern for them. You can't expect them to behave a certain way or expect them to do certain things. Mm-hmm. You just can't do it. Yeah. But you can set a standard. And we'll talk about that later. Thank you for watching. And we will look forward to seeing you next Thursday for another
Relationship Thursday
with Karin and Rona.
Rona and Karin. All right. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions or comments you'd like to leave, make sure to leave them below in the comment box. All right. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, loves.
Bye.